Hello friends, it is a beautiful day in Toronto. It's not too cold, we're getting some light snow. We're gonna have a nice easy trip downtown to some of our favorite locations and then heading east, and should be a good walk. So we're gonna head off. I'm gonna show you some things that I love about the city, and hopefully one day we can convince you to come along. So let's go for a walk, shall we? Hey Harshak, good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the chat today. I was thinking we head down to college, well, technically Carleton. Then we will walk over to Yonge, continue south from there, then head east either on King or Queen, see which one calls out to us more. But hopefully y'all are having a good morning. And if not, well, I can't help you, but I can try. So, yeah. Yeah. Actually, maybe going up to Jarvis might be nice. Oh. Hopefully y'all are having a good day today, trying to figure out how to... I mean, don't be like that. Don't walk around with a boombox on your back. Like, that's just weird. Who does that? I mean, to be fair, lots of people do that. But don't do that. Don't do that. Even if I like the music, I will still complain. I'm just like, what are you doing? Hey, HXQ. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome back today. Slow morning so far, but we're only 2 minutes in, so, you know, to be expected, I suppose. Putting together my plans right now and trying to get everything ready to go for the end of the month. Time always is just like rapidly slipping through your fingers. But ain't that just the way it goes? It's one of those parts where you just need to sit down for a day and figure things out. Grayer equals warmer. Funny enough, you are correct. It is about -5 today, right now. So really that's about -10 with wind chill when wind chill comes in. But for right now, it's pretty okay. Pretty okay overall. I wanted to get a little bit of a jump on this a little earlier than normal because I always like to be running when the stream is supposed to start. And this way also we could just get hopefully a little bit more. The Florida trip is happening. I've got my director lined up. I've got all the instances planned. I'm reaching out to someone to potentially see if they can host me for a book launch. And if they can, and I can do that while I'm down there, I'm going to make it all happen at once. So it'll go bam, bam, bam. And if one of those things doesn't happen, well then that would just be unfortunate. Not going to lie. Oh. Someone stubbed their toe. Stream that too. You know what? I just might. I should be able to. I will say the only plans I have sufficiently for Florida is that one day I'm planning to do a walk through downtown Orlando just to kind of show off what the average American downtown is like these days and get their opinions on that. Orlando also has an area called I Drive, which has some of like the biggest tourist traps in the entire city. So hoping to explore that. And then a friend has given me tickets for one day to go to see Universal and Islands of Adventure. And I am eager to do that. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to that day. You'll see me instantly regress into like a kid. But yeah, I'm now at the point where I just gotta get things moving. I almost have to snap myself into fringe mode and be like, okay, how am I gonna do all these projects going forward? What can I do? What can I not do? Where can I go? Where do I not go? All the stuff, all of the things. So much. It's a lot of work. But that's why I walk, because when I walk, I can actually lay out all the things that I need to do. I could actually do them, theoretically. So, by the way, we were passing by Allen Gardens. If you're ever in Toronto, it's a nice, lovely, free place to go. You can get some beautiful views of plants, get your time in nature in. It's completely free. You can just go in. Are they expanding it? Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see what they do. It's funny, even just looking at like Jarvis is a bit of an older street, so a lot of these buildings are a lot, I would say probably built around like the 70s, 80s perhaps. But you can really see how the city slowly kind of encroached outwards. And especially with buildings like this, because I'm just like, this is like quintessential old-fashioned apartment. Meaning if you go in, the rooms are all probably enormous. But, I don't know, this one's the hotel. That's Hampton Inn and Suites. And you just look at it and just like, that is an old building. Will you see green grass by the end of the month? I feel like you will only see green grass at the end of the month if you go into a dispensary. Sadly. Maybe next time. Buenos dias, senor. Man, I wish I could speak more Spanish. I literally know... Actually, I don't know any Spanish. I know rosas. That's about it. My friend's doing... Actually, the person who I'm supposed to do the stage managing for over the summer, she's doing a show that's called Solovela. And it's a one-woman telenovela improv off of someone's life in the audience. And I'm trying to convince her to be like, and you should have a section in the show where you're just like, and now, a word from our sponsors. And then I just come out and I throw some rose petals or something and just like, rosas. And then I leave, and that's it. I think it'd be funny. For those who are into heritage buildings, this is Hooker Harvey's. Your one-stop shop for, you know, burgers. You can say lovely day today. Nice little bit of snowfall. Not crazy cold by any means. Still chilly, don't get me wrong, but not crazy cold by any means. Is there a new train line opening soon? Yes. Apparently on Sunday, the Eglinton Crosstown will finally open. And if it does, it will be a historic moment in Toronto, because we will no longer be able to make fun of the Eglinton Crosstown not opening. Or maybe we will. If the Finch West line is any indication, it will probably open to very slow trains, very slow rides, and likely a lot of squandered opportunity. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, once you start passengers are marked,
Okay.
just level one through the hospital.
Okay.
Then I get you
Okay.
soon.
A lot of things happening on February 8th. Eglinton's LRT Super Bowl moon landing. What? I don't remember anything happening on the moon landing. yeah, I guess the Super Bowl would be happening soon, wouldn't it? Maybe you can race the train. You know what? Maybe. Maybe I could. I wouldn't be surprised if I did. Hey, Bixby. Good to see you this morning. I wish you less snow. You know what? This snow right now, not the worst. It's light, it's fluffy. It's not causing any issues with mobility or transportation. So this amount of snow is fine. More snow cannot happen. But hello, Juanita. Good to see you, my love. Hope you're having a good day out there. Currently walking by Timu campus. Oh, squirrel. Having a good time out there, buddy. Good foot. Hey, Poison. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Sandy. Welcome to the chat today. It's not a crazy busy day, but it is pretty beautiful. Not gonna lie. A little bit of snowfall goes a long way. My instinct whenever I come down this pathway is I'm always just like, let's go to the right. But today, I'm gonna switch it up. We're gonna go to the left. And if something terrible happens, it's because I went to the left and not the right. Don't know why I didn't receive the notification today, even though I was subscribed. Oh, you're starting to sound like Sam. Yeah, that's weird. Something weird happened when I tried to reserve today and tomorrow. They did it as one combination, so I wonder if it just reserved and then didn't go live here, but will go live tomorrow. Or if neither one of them will warn people. I couldn't say, unfortunately. Hello, Medano. Good to see you, my friend. So I will say after this, I will be going to get my haircut. So, happening frequently on other channels too, May. Yeah, I guess YouTube is just too busy promoting AI crap to, be bothered to let people know when things are going live. That's happened to me multiple times where I'll be watching a stream and then the stream will end and then it'll immediately go to like an AI live and I'm just like, no, this is like the opposite of what I want. How dare you? Now, it's weird being someone who creates live content that requires physical effort and like time every day. Because unfortunately, this would be something that like 5 years ago YouTube would prioritize. And now it's just like, AI's faster. So, certainly a weird situation. Oh, someone riding their bike? That's awesome.
He doesn't even have anything from the wall plugged in. He's like, hold on, something.
Let's
He's
see.
like,
And I've always dug that building. It's like, what a cool relief in the middle there. I think it's supposed to be St. Patrick killing the dragon. Is it St. Patrick and the dragon or St. George and the dragon? One of the saints. The one that had the dragon. That's the one that is. That's really pretty. They did a really good job on it. This building is actually gorgeous. St. George. Okay, so St. George and the dragon. Looks like they have the flag there and the Greek flag. Even just like keep the gold relief going. Oh, it's actually mosaic tile. That's really cool. I like how this one's just called the Creative School. Better than the Uncreative School. Another little church here that would frequently get overlooked. The first evangelical Lutheran church, founded 1851. What a cute little space. Don't get me wrong. Anything that says evangelical, I'm going to get my guard up a little. But have a food pantry in front. That's really cool. Also, there's a lot of very public conscious thoughts in there, which is very nice to see. What's my favorite cocktail? Lately, right now, Joel is obsessed with Negronis. But I would say my favorite cocktail is probably the Dark and Stormy. I love the mix of ginger beer and dark rum, especially if you get a little bit of fresh lime squeezed in there. That's really nice. Very sweet though, so you have to be in the mood for it. But otherwise, it was also one of my favorites to make when I was a bartender, because I'm just like, this requires very little effort, and that is perfect. Another church right over here. I did once make a cocktail, and it was a gin and elderflower base, and I think it was gin, elderflower, ginger beer, and what else did I put in it? It was served with an infused champagne gummy worm, which was delicious, and I would definitely recommend that one. Low effort it's fine. Old fashioned is my current drink of choice. Good choice. Super simple to make, very easy, tasty. But like even the classics, Bellinis are fun and super simple to make. Margaritas are classics. Daiquiri is just a fancy margarita with rum. Yeah, lots of options. Lots and lots of options. You know what I should probably add into my tag words is mustache. And I'm wondering if that would just like, it's technically true.
You made it.
We are currently at Dundas Square. We'll hop on over in just a moment. Down there you'll see the Ed Mirvish Theater. It blows my mind that they haven't put the Ed Mirvish sign, like the sign for Honest Eds, on the Ed Mirvish Theater. I thought that was part of like what the plan was with the building when they demolished it, but I couldn't tell you like, why is that not something that they're already done? Who knows? I had a mojito in the El Floridito bar in Havana where the drink was in. Oh, super cool. Mojitos are great. They're very tasty. But I will say, as a bartender, my friend has a bit in her show where she did a show called Who Drinks Mocktails on the Beach. And she would be like, if you hate your bartender, order a mojito. And I'm just like, you know what? You are correct. That is very much the vibe. Popping in for a like and head off to work I go. Best of luck to you, my friend. Enjoy the day. Malika, dark and stormy. I still you a drink for all of. Assist on finding ice. I mean, yeah, I'll never say no to a good drink sometime. Not all the time, but occasional. I'm actually going to be going to trivia tonight, so maybe I'll be able to. Well, that's not going to happen today. But if you're doing something tonight, come to Pegasus. Curious, you do early streams. Have you ever done Lake Walks before dinner time? I've done a few. It kind of just depends when I'm in and out. Not gonna lie to you, I might actually do another stream later today after I get my haircut. So I'll go get my haircut and then do a little walkie walk back. But if it's cold, then I might just figure something else out because I don't want to die of being cold. Dundas Square, very much Dundas Square. They keep trying to call it something else, and I don't get it. You know, why would they do that? But to be fair, it's also just a really ugly square. I don't know why everyone loses their mind about it. Oh, look, heated rivalry. No. Have a great day. You too, buddy. Good to see you. One of these days when you're on, I'll actually get up to First and Last Cafe so I can show you it does exist. Dark and Stormy is made with 151 proof rum. I don't think that's entirely correct all the time. You can definitely make it with not 151 proof rum. I usually make it with like a Kraken or Gosling or something just like a really nice dark rum. That'll usually do it. Hello, Marcus. Lovely to see you, my dear. We're going to be doing a slow, ambling, casual walk. Go check some things out. Have some fun. Just a relaxing little stroll. You know? Should be good. Also, I've never really noticed that before. Look at that little piece up there. Up there is where they film the morning show. Or if you're ever in Toronto and see the morning show, I think it's called the morning show. Don't know exactly what it's called, but if you ever see it, that's where it is. One day maybe I'll work for them, but they would have to pay me a lot of money. You know, while television still exists, I should say. The Jazz Bar, Jazz Bistro. It's got a funky little feel to it, doesn't it? I've never really noticed that building before. I've noticed the Senator restaurant, of course. But I think it's called Breakfast Television. I think you are correct. Oh, another Twilight Cafe. So this one just opened up on Yonge Street, but it looks like this might be the original location, I'd say. Good to know. This is, of course, the Ed Mirvish Theatre, currently playing Some Like It Hot. When Harry Potter played here, you know, controversial, of course, but just kind of feels like every theater these days is trying to, you know, I don't know, I'm getting, every theater tries to feel like they're doing prestige drama, and I'm just like, I just need escapism right now. And Some Like It Hot would probably be in the same vein as that. I like that piece, though. Acquiring their little sushis. That's fun. I like that a lot. Done by Mixed Tea Paints. Getting some flurries up here in North York. Ugh. Yeah, it certainly seems like it's a flurry day today. We're just getting some casual snowfall here, but hopefully it doesn't get too bad. I'm guessing this is also mixed tea art. Sorry, mixed tea paints and bell box murals. So this would have been them just going for the bell box murals then. All right, coming up to Shooter Street, going over here. This is one of the Fran's. Apparently Fran's is no longer 24-hour establishment, which kind of just defeats the purpose of Fran's in my head. But, you know, margarita's yummy. Pegasus Trivia, what's the theme? The theme is that it's done by a guy named Simon, and his theme is called, well, Are You Smarter Than a Scottish Guy? It's just general bar trivia, a good amount of selections. I'm hoping to stream tonight, so maybe not, but curious. You know what, if you ever make it to, like, I don't know, if you ever want to jam out together, I am a terrible musician, but a semi-decent singer. Sometimes. Every now and then. Oh, sidewalk closed. This is Massey Hall. Really beautiful old establishment. I don't think I've ever actually been into Massey Hall. But one day I will. I'd love to go. One of the city's oldest theaters, for sure. Looks cloudy as heck. As long as it's not windy, I think it'd be okay. It is actually, like, quite calm today. So it's not excessively cold. Certainly wouldn't want to be out here too long in it. But, like, yeah. "151 got discontinued because of too many lawsuits, burns, and extreme flammability." You know what? That makes a lot of sense to me. You don't want your alcohol to catch fire, unless you're specifically making alcohol to catch fire. Hi, Brad. Good to see you today. You are caution falling ice and snow. Ooh. I went to Massey for a New Year's Eve comedy show. Nice venue. It seems like it would be a beautiful one. I love the old, like, what's the right word for it? Illustriousness? Like, it's got history, and it's beautiful, and it's classic, and yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. User error. It's -6, and that's a baby if you think we survived way colder than this. You know what? I've survived way colder than this month. So I'll take this. Oh. I think we might be coming up to something boopable. Oh, no, it's too tall. Darn it. All right. Almost boopable. This is where the Ontario line is going to be installed. So for those who want to know where it was coming from, this is a good place. It will actually, like, extend out quite a ways, which is very nice. I think it's nice to see just how far out they're already thinking about it coming. I was worried you were talking about the guy on all fours. No, it's unfortunately the statue. The statue is just a little bit too big. I mean, technically, for something to be boopable, it does need a nose. I think that's the only qualification. I know I've bent that rule a little bit in the past, but something with no face, hard to call that boopable, really. Mark DeMarco at the Massey last year. Oh, cool. I don't think I know who that is, unfortunately. Musician or comedian or... It's kind of nice to get out and see who's out and about, who's out and around. I don't currently have any guests lined up until Randy on Tuesday, so we'll see if anyone would like to join for a little stroll at some point in the next couple days. It does always help. It's easier just to have someone to talk about or someone to talk to, something to talk about. Oh, I guess that's not true. On Sunday, there is the major opening of the Eglinton Crosstown, which I suppose would make it quite the destination. So I think a lot of us will be out for that, but, you know, options. The snow is gone now. They did a good job with the snow removal. Just in time for it to come back. It's a very light snowfall today, but still very pretty in its own way. I can still appreciate a good snowfall, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want too much of it, if you get my drift. But certainly a lot of the major streets have been cleared. I mean, this is actually a really pretty building too. Anything that can actually has been around long enough to have these ornamentations on them, I'm always just thinking that's really cool. Snow removal, lots of room for improvement. But here's the thing, the main part of the sidewalk down here is clear. If someone had a wheelchair, they should be able to navigate this without issue. Is it perfect? Oh, by God means no. I wouldn't bike in this weather, because look at those bike lanes. That's just nasty. They also have the beautiful artwork over there. I think I actually saw that for the first time with Randy, but what I like about that piece is it's actually layered pieces of glass stacked in front of each other. So when you walk by, it actually does, all the colors do shift slightly. I don't know if you can really tell in the camera, but it's cool. They did a good job. I miss the Hudson's Bay Company. We need a good department store here in Canada. I mean, Simon's is doing pretty okay. I've always liked the Simons that I've gone into, so I'm curious to see where they go with it from here, you know?
Sick mustache.
Thanks, buddy. He thought my mustache was sick. I'm just it's actually diseased. It is kind of interesting having such a such a unique thing that people stop are just randomly on the street being you know what, that's great. And I'm just you know what, thank you, I appreciate that. Simon and Solid looks kind of like they have some kind of monopoly right now. You know what, you're not wrong. Think about what when you think about what their competition is, they don't really have any. There's maybe Walmart, and then just Hudson's Bay is, yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I'm just that's a really good point. I don't know what the competition for that would be. I mean, even walktubers, we all have competition with each other. We all support each other, of course. Of course, theoretically. But, you know. There's all sorts of different flavors, and it's just the one monopoly. I guess their only real competition is online. Wicked handlebars. No one shops at H&M anymore. Oh man, that's true. My friend had a great line where he was doing a cabaret and he was just like, H&M should stand for homosexual and mean because they did not like me there. I was just like, you know what? Granted, that's funny. That's really funny. "34 minutes, FYI. You know what? I can still pretend to believe in myself. Let's do this. All right. Welcome to the chat, everybody. For those of you who don't know, my name is Matti. I am a tour guide in Toronto, Ontario. And if you or somebody you know is coming to the city and would like a unique experience, why not gift them with a customizable walking tour? You can book my services online via TRIPADVISOR and VIATOR. So please check that out. In addition, if you happen to like the stream, that will get YouTube to recommend to other people. And if in addition to that, you want to join us back, we do this every day. So I would love to have you back. You can subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. Also, if you want to tell your friends, I wouldn't mind. It's always nice to have people that you can hang out with. So even if you're studying or doing something like that, it's always good to have a nice visual. And hopefully I would suffice. In the meantime, we're going to go back. We're going to go for a walk. I just came back from Japan and the department stores over there are huge and the competition is huge. I believe that. Like, I wonder what like Japan's idea is around consumerism. Because, yeah. They're so well known for having all of these technological advancements and like incredible department stores, as you said. But certainly not one that I've explored or know much about, so have to go there and do some learning. Confirm Fran's restaurant is no longer open 24/7. They asked to leave at midnight after the Marco DeMarco concert, so you went to Firkin's Pub. Have you been? I enjoy Firkin's Pubs. I frequent the Church Mouse because it's like right in the middle of the village, so I'm right around the corner. Makes sense. But I will say, like, Firkin restaurants are quite lovely. I do enjoy them. They have bangers and mash back on the menu, which is great. But also I'm just like having to rein in spending right now because that is a thing. Especially if I'm going to have to like put deposits on a bunch of theaters to be able to go there and do fringe festivals. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do in the next month is what I'm saying. So I can't get lazy, but I would love nothing more than to get lazy. Although I will say, it is hard to find a restaurant in and around the area of downtown that wouldn't at some point have an insect problem. Because I've been to multiple establishments for several chains and had friends pop out. And that was an issue. So yeah, that's true. Japanese market is very competitive, unique. They have a lot of niche shops. There are some stores that just sells chopsticks or matcha bowls and they are thriving. I feel like that's almost nice. Like the more specific you can get on something, the more intrinsic value you have with it. Like when you go to a niche shop, you really want to know certain things like what's the... I'm trying to think of what you can say about it. Niche shops like that are really interesting because the more knowledge you have about something, the more helpful you can be to customers, and the more you can be like, we got this here, we know exactly where it came from, and we know exactly what it will do for you. So we got this, we tested it, we tried it, you want this one. And just like in situations like that, I am more than happy to pay a little extra because they are taking all of the hassle of research out, and they're going to ensure I don't just get something cheap from China. You know, like the more specific the knowledge, the better the experience for the end consumer. Unless they're terrible at customer service, in which case, you know, don't even bother. Hello, Robert. Good to see you today. I was walking in Kyoto and they just sell made in Japan knives and a lot of tourists are buying them. Lineups are present. You know what? There's like Japan knives especially, I hear, are like exceptionally good and definitely something worth going for. By the way, if you've never been to the George Street Diner, it is lovely, it is delicious, it's affordable, which is great. Yeah, can definitely recommend them. Actually, I think my friend Rachel recommended this place as a place where I could potentially do something at some point. But yeah. How do they survive in the cold? What, squid? It's hard to tell that one. I do like this pop art inspired coverings that they're using in this establishment. Very nicely done. Also looks like there's some nice galleries down here. Gallery 260. I can say Richmond is a street I do not think I've walked down from this angle before. It's always interesting to get to explore new little areas. New little kiosks. New little alleys. I'm actually looking for a spot there. Move short term. Still looking for ways on how to get jobs there. But teaching English is one. I have heard of a lot of people doing like English as a second language teaching there, which I think is really cool. If it was something that I could get away with doing at this point in my life, I probably would. But I feel like I've settled my roots so far into Canada, I don't feel like I could just kind of rip them up and move somewhere now. Hello. I mean, theoretically, nothing's impossible. I don't know. I guess ooh. Look at the hawk. Look at the hawk. It's between the wires there. Oh, and there he goes. Oh, and there go the pigeons. Hey. You said every pub is infested with bugs. Oh, cockroaches. Yes. I think that, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the case everywhere in Toronto. You really need to, you need to be up on your pest control. That's just kind of the fact of the matter, sadly. And some places are more up than others. My friend moved to South Korea and he's an English teacher over. The payment's not the best, but manageable because the cost of living is way less. That's kind of cool. It's the trade-off, right? And also, what a cool experience to be able to do that. I guess I could always do, well, I mean, to be fair, I am looking at spending a good majority of this year on the road through Canada. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should consider stuff. I get really lonely really quickly, you know? But I'm not codependent. ... question mark. I know I have at least one friend who moved. I think he's in Taiwan. I think he's doing that stuff now. He's having a blast based on... Yeah. Had an okay job here in Canada, but just couldn't really save much, so he pivoted over there, and now he's doing okay. Which is great. I mean, I can relate to not doing very well in Canada. Let's be fair. Let's be way too fair. Yeah, there was a pair of jobs that just opened up on the Toronto Fringe Festival site. And I'm just like, should I consider doing this? Should I consider applying? Or should I hold off and see what happens with the whole stage managing throughout Canada thing? So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm at the point now where I have to think strategically about what my career is going to look like from this point on. And to start with, I need to recognize that I have one. Oh, by the way, if you're ever at the Black Canary, excellent place. Really, really good coffee. A little expensive, but then again, that's not such a surprise. See? I actually just met someone who worked there, and I can't remember who it was or how I met them. But I know someone works there, and I know that they are there. Because it never hurts to apply. You know what? You're correct. You know what? I have an old tablet at my place. I wonder what happened if I just gave it to a bar or something here and was just like, can you just play my videos on loop every day? Oh guys, look, cheap friends. Oh, we got some determination. He is in his 20s. He told me if nothing works out, he could just go back to Canada. Let's just go back to Canada, but for now it seems to be expired for, which is great. I always like to hear people are doing, especially like any young person who can do well in this economy. I'm just like, good for you. Good for you. Especially if you're even like working in your industry, any remote way that you can do that these days. Power to you. I know so many people who just aren't working in their industries anymore. In fact, I would say most people are working in different industries than they expected to. Like, I'm very fortunate to be technically working in my industry, but as of right now, I am not flourishing in my industry. I am not a success yet, but I'm making the strategic choices to move forward in every aspect of myself and my business. So that's why you're here. So, thanks, man. The yen is not doing good considering cap on tourism. It's overpopulated with tourists these days. Interesting. I mean, that would make a lot of sense because there is a lot of tourism that goes to Japan. And Tokyo is the place to see. It's already like the world's most populous. It's one of the world's most populous cities. I'm pretty sure. I feel like number one is Mexico City? No, that can't be right. Maybe? Experience in Asia is remarkable. Even if it doesn't work out, it'll teach you a lot. That's true. That is true. I also just don't know any language, so... Our snow melted. Oh, your poor snow. Well, it's good to have you, Eddie. It is a beautiful day here. Snowing a little, but not a crazy amount by any means. I think this is the third Rooster Coffee that I know where it is, because there's one at the north of Jarvis. There's one over on Broadview where I met Becca the other day. There's this one here, but I've never really noticed them before. But I do want to point out that piece of art. That's just beautiful. I really love like the surrealist element of a whale flying. I know they had the Fantasia scene about that years ago, but I just think it's such a unique idea. You know? Trade-off. Japan gives you all the manageable cost of living at the expense of not being able to travel. I think it's okay trade-off for me. That makes a lot of sense. Good afternoon, Mo. Good to have you today. Oh, I've never actually seen that before. Someone actually dremeling the sidewalk. Oh, Lorelai, good to see you today. Thanks for stopping by. We're actually just coming up to some of my favorite parts of Toronto, so... Do I have enough time to, 12:22? I should probably just keep going forward, but... If we do go south here, it does bring us right over to the distillery district, which is beautiful and wonderful. I didn't actually realize that all the Gooderham and Worts things, That's all like original stuff from when the entire place was actually owned and operated as the Gooderham and Worts Brewery. And it makes so much sense. You're just like, oh, it's the distillery district. Of course, that's what they were doing. But you don't think you figure it would have been like made up or made over a million different times. But no, it's all a lot of it's still the original stuff. Doing anything good today? The plan is we are gonna head over the bridge, get over to Broadview area, do a little stroll over there, and then I'm going to go and get my hair did, which I'm quite excited for because I am selfish. But looking forward to the snow. Oh, goodness gracious, no. Don't get me wrong, I like the snow. I think that it's a beautiful day. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, I could do a week without snow at this point. Or a month without snow. Or a month without winter. That sounds nice. Give me the beach. Although, funny enough, when I go to Florida, I'm not even going to go to an area that's even remotely connected to a beach. It's funny, like, everyone else just, like, not sure why people like to watch those streams, just teasing. Here's the thing. Snow is beautiful. And, like, it really does have this lovely, peaceful element. It's just walking through it. Ugh, it's so cold. And I just want to be at home in a fleecy bed. That's all I want in my life. The biggest animal that ever lived is living among us. My ego. That is correct. That is correct. As long as you don't have to walk in it. Or drive.
We're going to change them all to say Gargano. And then what will happen?
I do like to point out this, I think this church is beautiful. Like, just the structure of it, the way that they have it. Like, when they built this, it was built to last, and it still looks great today. Anything that was built with, like, an artistic intention, even if it's not, like, as beautiful as other ones, I'm still just like, you know what? Still valid, still equally pretty. Very, very nice work. I enjoyed. Then people post pictures of their fireplace while I'm out. That's just mean. It's like, no, don't do that. Just come out and give me a hug. That's so much more warming. Groundhog got up wrong side of his home. Hello, Tony. Good to see you today. Hello, Vasily. Hope you're doing well out there. We need more buildings like those here in the Falls. Niagara Falls, it's kind of like, its history is fairly recent because it only really starts to like have a lot of in-depth ideas about it. Or like, Niagara Falls didn't really catch on until like the late 1800s, right? So you have all these stories of like the daredevils, but it doesn't have a lot of like really old, classic, beautifully built buildings. Despite the fact that pretty much since it was discovered, it was a major tourist destination, or not even major tourist destination, but like a major conscious, like everyone wants to see Niagara Falls at some point in their lifetime. And I never really did, to be fair, up until this year, when I got to ride the Niagara cruise for the first time, and just standing there looking up at the falls, you're just like, oh, this is amazing. And then you realize it's amazing, so. Decommissioned power plant will soon finally become a spa hotel. Oh, cool. Yeah, I knew about that. But funny enough, as much as I've got to like be a tour guide in Niagara, I haven't got to explore Niagara as much as I want to. One of the things I've really wanted to do is literally just to go and explore Clifton Hill and like go to every single tourist trap and then rate them and rank them. And then just be like, I feel like it'll be awful, but it would also be a lot of fun. So I can't wait. Very touristy, expensive. 1906, when I believe Ontario Power Generation. That would make a lot of sense. That's the one that's by the Nikola Tesla statue, or is that the one that's like over the hill, over the crest? Grew up with a fireplace in my mom's home, loved it. Oh, I love fireplaces. They are so cozy and relaxing. Also, like, what a cool little park. I don't think I've ever actually noticed this one before. Or, well, that's not true. I would have noticed it. I don't think I paid too much attention to it. Also, hello, Jennifer. Good to see you. Tourist trap with the TIFF back in the day. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Anytime. You know me. I'm an open book at this point. Ask me anything. That way I keep talking. And as long as I keep talking, I am still alive. I can't get cold when I'm talking. That's my theory. Past the crest on the left side, there are 3 decommissioned plants. It's past the one on the tunnel close to Marineland. Okay, fair enough. Man, here's the thing. I am one of those rare people who is just like, Marineland is a squandered opportunity. I think that they should get rid of the whales, get rid of all the animals, and just turn it into like a Canadian branded theme park right at the border. Or even like a water park like Great Wolf Lodge, something like that. Like, it has so much potential, and it's just such a big, empty, wasted space. But here's the thing, everyone of a certain generation, we all know the theme song. We all wanted to go there so badly as kids. Everyone shuns Marineland. It's about 3 times the size of Canada's Wonderland if done right. Right? Imagine for a second if, like, Kings Island decided to, or what is it, Kings Island and Cedar Point, or Six Flags? I can't remember who owns what. But, like, imagine if the competition of Canada's Wonderland bought that space, cleared the animals, made it into just, like, a giant world-class theme park to rival Wonderland, and be like, you thought that we were the best? Well, guess what? Half of this is going to be indoors, so we can have theme park all year round. I would be like, you know what? Win. Universal Studios Canada. Think about it. Actually, Niagara Falls is one of the few places they could get away with it, so let's make that happen. Man, I am such a theme park nerd. I will go home and absolutely, like, devour any content with, like, not just theme park, like, oh, so many of them. Theme Park Worlds. Who else do I watch constantly? All of them. Pretty much all of them. Screw Marineland, but the animals aren't that easy to transport out of there, especially the whales who have lived there all the park. It is an issue, for sure. Like, I am glad that the belugas have found a new home, and hopefully they all make it. Ford Nation wants to turn Niagara Falls into Las Vegas North. Might develop something, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Oh, that's unfortunate. Trailer park campground background would be nice too. Or even just like an upgraded, beautiful natural park. Why not? There's beautiful 1800s homes in and around Niagara Falls. Everything by the falls is commercial. Corporate, especially in the Canadian side of the US side, is mostly just preserved national park. That's true. Yeah, here's the thing. I feel like in today's day and age, gambling isn't something that should be encouraged because it preys upon susceptible people. And like, there's already a casino there, and it already leads to like multiple quote-unquote incidents over the falls every year. I'm just like, do we really want to, like, that's what we want to encourage there? I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's gross. If you want to gamble for fun, sure, like everyone's an adult, you're responsible for your own money and finances. You should be able to do what you want. But like, the gambling epidemic is rampant right now, and I do not think that we should be encouraging it. When there's other things that could benefit, like if they built a really nice theater there, or like a community space. Because that was one thing about Niagara Falls, it doesn't really have spaces that are about coming together and gathering as a community. But I don't know. People going over the rail or not. Already a third casino on the US side, no need for more on our side. Agreed! Oh, I love this piece. Look at that. That is neat. I'm not a gambler, but I enjoy visiting Falls of New Casino, especially a buffet. Hey, how you doing? Good, good.
How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Atlantic City turned out to be a bust. Gambling could not save the town. It's true. I've never stepped into a casino. I have been through a casino a couple times. When I went to Vegas, I bet $1 on the airplane, like the classic 1982 airplane movie slot machine, because I love Leslie Nielsen. It was shortly after he died, so I remember I went there, I spent $1, I got $2 back, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going out on top. I'm always going to be the person who doubled my money at the casino. Super Bowl this weekend, a chill spot. I need to remember that the Super Bowl is something people care about. I need to remember that sports are something people care. I can barely keep up on Eurovision this year. Like, how do people live? It's crazy. Hello, Haunting. Good to see you today. Gold and silver, I'm a huge fan of. Not financial advice. Fair enough. No more buffet. I miss buffets. No waiting for a nasty waiter to get your order wrong. That's unfair. I was a server for many years, and I like to think that I was a terrible nasty waiter. You would order something and I'd kick you, and then I'd be like, no, and then I'd spit in your food, and then I'd drop it on your face. And then I'd be like, tip me 20%. That's how serving works, right? I'm a great server. I don't watch sports myself since I'm never home, but I would like to attend special events happening in the Metro Toronto. That would be fun. That would actually be fun. Bimby's Restaurant in Niagara Falls is a nice little spot. You know what? That's good to know. I'm actually curious to know what areas I'm going to the Greta Bar for the Super Bowl. I'll have gone out that day for the Eglinton Crosstown. So I'm pretty sure I will just be exhausted when the time comes. So I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl. Instead, I will sleep. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I don't know. I will find that out. Hello, Alicia. Good to see you today. Hello, Simba. I need to go through a city walk. Been in the apartment for way too long. You know what? Never a downside to going for a little walk around the city. Unless it's cold, in which case you get cold, which is a downside. But you know. Don't reply if you think it's not good for you right now. What would you think about the news for the Toronto Police? I don't know any news about the Toronto Police right now. But we'll see. Be recording a full ride on the LRT as well that day, but it won't be for long. Yeah, it'll probably... I don't know. It's just a miracle it's actually opening. If it snows that day, I'll be like, look, hell really did freeze over. That's good. Thing about Niagara Falls is there's a tourist trap outside the actual falls. It's natural attraction. Little wannabe kids for Las Vegas and casinos are for cold days. You know, you're not wrong. Heading out. Well, lovely for you to drop by, Lorelei. Hopefully we see more of you in the future. By the way, I love that Randy pointed this out to us. The clock doesn't work anymore. But the river I step in is no longer the river I stand in, which is kind of an interesting thought. But apparently this poem is like spread throughout the area. So you get a lot of different lines from it popping out in different places. It's really cool. I really like how they did it. Is that the bracelet that was used in the movie A Christmas Story? I couldn't say. I've also, okay, confession time. I've never seen The Christmas Story all the way through, I don't think. I've seen parts of it, but never the whole thing all the way. I feel like we all have those great gaps in our knowledge. Like, Joel apparently has never seen any of the Godfather movies. And up until like 5-10 years ago, 8 years ago maybe, I had never seen them either. But like, getting to watch them, I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is kind of brilliant. That being said, I don't consider them the best movies of all time, but I found that they were quite well done. And sometimes that's enough. Is that bridge they filmed an ambulance police scene for a movie? Forgot the name. Possibly. But also, welcome, Simba. Wonderful to have you today. Penelope Cruz was police. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to do some digging to find that out, I think. I still avoid revolving doors due to the one Godfather that was a well done scene for sure. Apparently, some Toronto police officers were involved in a plot to murder a correction officer. Oh, that's gross. Here's my question: what happened to the guy in the white coat who attacked me? I'm sure the police is right on that. High priority for them. High priority for them. With the amount of money and...
What's the bus stop up here?
Yes. Oh, there's that one there, but I don't know if it's operation or not. Oh. I'm sorry, I don't know which one they're going for. With the amount of money we are lighting on fire on Sunday, we could have just bought the Super Bowl, or we could have turned Marineland into like a great theme park. It's an option. Again, get rid of the animals, but you know, everything else can stay. No, actually no. Apparently, all the roller coasters there were terrible. Welcome to Riverside. Hey, Alex. Good to see you, bye. Hope you are doing well. I am doing all right, my friend. How you doing, buddy? I love the cup.
Good, how about you?
What? It's it. He's not bringing out the fireworks and marching band for the Eglinton Cross. I think he's just happy it opens finally. And I'm sure once it opens, it will have no problems whatsoever. Doing a series of walks along the LRT. We'll do part 3 today. Eglinton LRT does not deserve any celebration. You know what? I'm inclined to agree and disagree. Is it a huge embarrassment? Yes. Do I respect the crap out of the people who have been working really, really hard to not screw it up? Sure. I think a lot of people put a lot of hard work into it for many, many years. And those people I will tip my hat to. The handling of the opening and processes on the higher up, I will say they can go burn in a fire of public opinion. But if it opens and it does well, that could open the... Here's the thing. I feel like they really need to get the Ontario line right. If they get the Ontario line right, that will be a huge celebration point. Because I'm just like, after this Eglinton debacle, it would be hard to screw it up any worse, you know? You know? The people that built the Eglinton LRT don't want to be anywhere on Sunday when it opens. Witness protection. Here's the thing. The people who built it, I respect. The managers who screwed up every step of the way, less respect. You know? I'll never kick the lowest rung on the ladder. Live near the LRT, so all day for me. Ooh. Well, you know what? Even the other day when I was walking by, like this would have been back at the start, me and Hunter did a walk through where we wanted to find the bear place. And like they opened it up as like a little bear park and everyone went. And then we went like less than a month later and it was all closed off. We didn't even get to see anything except for the one big bear. So I'm kind of like, it's a minor irritation. Boop. Since I am parking at Mount Dennis area, I have to go all the way back, so I'll likely make 2 videos, westbound and eastbound, and that's it. And guessing 3 hours. Oh, I would say probably at least 3 hours. Statue really rocks, dreaming of giant acorns, right? I always found that statue is just so adorable. I've always liked that one. I'm gonna walk over to Broadview and then head south and then go back west. And then get to the hair place. By the way, if anyone was looking for a haircut, you can always go to Hair by Joel Johnstone. I'm biased, of course, because he does my hair, but he does a really good job. We might do something crazy today, so let's see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't take more than 1.5 hours each way. No kidding. See, I do the same thing with the statue, but mine has a giant donut above it. I don't think today's going to be a donut day, but like, I'm getting close. I'm getting very close. Hello, David. Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Oh, cute puppy. But yes, to everyone else, happy Thursday to all those who celebrate. Some areas around here could use a little bit more clearing of the road, but that's okay. It's still at least lightly sanded, so it's not, I'm not slipping and sliding everywhere. From haunting? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much today, my friend. That was very generous of you. I really appreciate it. Every step we take takes us one step closer to our goal, and I really appreciate you putting your trust and your thanks in me. So thank you very much. I think that's wonderful. Ah. Also, look at this guy. Look at him go. The Eglinton LRT, so educational, should be handing out urban planning degrees to everyone that rides it on Saturday, on Sunday. You know what? You're not wrong. Let's be fair. Some of your snow, if you've had enough, you know what? You take as much as you want. Take extra even. Coming up, have a snowy day. Make it enjoyable. Such a nice guy. I always say that. Boy, nice guy. Oh, I appreciate that, Eddie. Very, very nice of you to say. Secretly, I'm a jerk. That's what most people don't know. I hide it very well by being so affable and charming. But no, I'm a jerk. At least that's what my ex says. Apparently that's the curling club? Which, of course, would be over here somewhere. And it's like, oh, that would make sense. Also, a really beautiful view of the CN Tower over there. Hard to see through the trees, but still a good option. You hide it perfectly. You're a jerk. Yeah, I'm a jerk. Just a big old jerk. I should actually tell Matt Green Knight about these arts. So just like, you look through the back of the buildings over here and just like, that's just a gallery. That's beautiful work. Let's see. Then over there's a dog park. They've also got the paintings up there. Which I wonder if every person is a poem, because that would be really cool if it was. Neville, I can't believe how nice it must be out there today. I mean, nice is relative. It's not bad. I will say it's not a bad day overall. What is the temperature? It is about -5 right now. Maybe a little less, but yeah, it's. I would say it's between -5 and -10. But at least it's like a fairly easy night, if nothing else. All right, I'm gonna go head to my haircut now. So I'll go outside the building and then hop in from there. By the way, Happy Burger is right over here. And they are delicious. But they have to be like, it's one of the places I've gone to that they're just like, this is as expensive, if not more expensive than Burger Priest. And it's really tasty. But when they have like combos, they don't discount the combos. It's just making everything the same price. So you could just order a burger and fries and Coke, and it will be the same as if you just order a combo. And I'm just like, that's kind of shady, I think. If you're getting a combo, like $1, $2 off at minimum. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Like and subscribe. haircut is not being streamed, I don't think people would want to see a haircut. I feel like that would be very boring for most people. But I could do like a time lapse and then put it up as a short after. So I'd probably be into that. I don't know. Is that something people want to see? At least it's better than pizza, which uses cardboard with dipping sauce. Thank you, Neville. I agree. I concur completely. All right. Well, here I am at Davies Avenue. So, I shall log off for now. I might be back later. Don't hold your breath, but I might be back later depending on how late this goes till and whether or not I have time to do a second stream today. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me, friends. It's been a good stream. We've got some good times ahead of us. So today, hopefully you've had a good time. I'll be back tomorrow at noon again. So hopefully we get a chance to see you soon. And I might be back later with the haircut, or I might just go home. One of those two options will happen. So, based off of that, I will see everyone very, very soon. Thank you for joining me today. You're wonderful as ever. Keep being beautiful, and I will see you all later and or tomorrow. So whichever one works first. Right, bye.